My name's Josh. I have a brick and mortar automotive repair shop. We did $1.5 million last year, and that was growth for us. We're going to be over $2 million this year.
Awesome.
The capacity of the building is about $3 to $3.5 million. That's where I'm going to have physical limitations. My goal is to go multi-shop and get over 10 million.
Okay.
My biggest constraint that's been readily identified over the last 2 days is that my partnership is a liability.
Your partner?
I have two
Okay.
that hold 30% of the company collectively.
Okay. So you're 70?
Yep.
Okay.
And I have all the control of everything. They get a say in things, but ultimately it's me. They were employees that I put an equity plan on the table, obviously prematurely in hindsight. Mm-hmm. So I have to figure out either how to level them up or move them out. And then that is the leadership constraint that's holding us back at this moment.
Yeah. Are they taking salaries?
Yeah, they're both guaranteed $100,000 a year as a base, and I politely tried to move them to commission.
Yeah.
And they resisted it, so I stopped. I'm going to Vegas to solve this. That's how it worked.
So the 15%, is it true equity? Is it like phantom, or like what's the structure of the equity? Is it LLC? Is it C Corp?
It's an S Corp.
Okay.
And it's 30%
true equity.
True equity.
So it's 15, 15.
20 and 10.
Okay, got it.
And can I add one more thing?
Yeah.
One of those partners I would like to keep. Like
okay.
he's
the 20 or the 10?
The 10. But I do want to move him off of equity if I can. Like if I restructure this and there's a buyout, I'd like him to be commission based if he'll go along with it. And I might lose him.
Let me ask this. Why? Let's say because you want to go to multi-location, right?
Mm-hmm.
So with the next location, if you're 100%, like how much does it really matter if you have 30 that's really just 20 is going to somebody that you don't want to have?
No, it's totally fine. If they leveled up from a leadership perspective, we could just drive on.
But if they don't level up?
Yeah, it's kind of an ego
You can
check.
fire them.
Right. And
you just still have to give them 20% of the profit or 30% of the profit.
Right, which is why I want to figure this out now before I'm at 10 million.
If you're not sure now, they're probably not the right fit.
Yeah, I think I've come to the conclusion, if I listen to my wife, she told me this a year ago, and I keep trying to put that square peg into that round hole.
Yeah.
Right?
So I think, I'm trying to think of the best way to reframe this, which is I think you made a mistake. We all do. And I think you're paying down ignorance debt. And you're paying the interest right now in the form of 30%.
Agreed.
And I think we just have to look at what are the decisions that we actually have in front of us right now, which is, do you want these people still in the business? Because there's $200,000 a year you don't have to pay if you don't want to. So if you chose to let them both go, then there's $200,000 back. You can also, if you want to, and this is not me trying to play hard-nosed business, you can change your own salary to make it 100% of the profit. I'm not saying I play that way, but I'm saying there's levers that you can move here.
Yeah, and for me, it's an ethical thing, right?
Yeah,
I want to
agreed.
honor the agreement.
Agreed.
Right? And they have been loyal and
Yeah.
they work hard.
Yeah.
At the employee level, they bust their ass.
Yeah.
It's just I'm not getting what I need from them at the owner level.
Yeah. So I think you probably will need to have a candid conversation, and there's also I would go in saying, honestly, I was trying to script this out, but at the end of the day, you're going to overpay for these guys. And when you open your next location, you won't overpay for these guys. I think you're just going to maybe you can do a buyout. It depends on the valuation. And then you get down that whole, rigmarole, which you can do. But you could also just say whatever, and I'm not going to pay you the salary anymore. You are owners. There's nothing I can do about that. But if you were employees, I would say that you're not up to standard. And so raise the bar, or I'm dropping the salary, and then you can have a real conversation. But I just say the next location that you do, it's going to be 100% you, and you just know that you've got this little kind of appendage that's hanging on the other one.
Right. So treat it as location 2 can be a clean slate.
Yeah.
I'll hold the equity in location 1, the little hit.
Mm-hmm.
And the fact that if they're cut from payroll, that's going to kind of blow up the whole situation, and they just may want the buyout to be free and clear.
Yeah.
Right.
The options are leave it the way you are and just move on to the next location, knowing that this one's unoptimized and this one will be more optimized, fine. Nothing wrong with that. Or you have the hard conversation and it either blows up and they want to get bought out, or it blows up and you save the 200 and then you have to find somebody to replace them. And then you can say, hey, like I'm going to take more expenses through the business because it just doesn't seem fair that I'm just going to pay you guys for the rest of your life. You're not going to work.
Right, right. So the other part to that too is...
You're not the only person who's done this, by the way.
I'm sure.
Just
I've met some.
Yeah, like you're not alone.
Your advisors have been very clear of my mistakes.
No, I'm saying like you're not alone. Like it's like 20% of the room here is nodding their head, be like, shit, I did this too.
Right.
Like, don't worry about it.
So then the second part to the question is like in the framework of more and better before new, right? For me, the justification or trigger point for a store 2 is I need to get store 1 above 2.5 million because that's where the math and the data says it starts to work.
Yeah.
But my leadership team is part of the problem of why I'm not getting to 2.5 million. So I have to bulldog my way through that. Violence is the answer.
Yeah.
And then
you have to make the call. I didn't want to interrupt, but like you have to make the call to make that business do what it needs to do.
Right.
And it's probably not those people because you would have already done it by now.
Yeah, no, I totally agree that I would be further ahead if I could have just hired the help that I needed.
Right. And so I think you have to hire the help you need. Like, what are the obvious and uncomfortable things that have to happen? You have to bring in leaders.
I already did, and it's working great.
Okay.
In December, I hired a manager, and I told the 2 partners, you guys aren't cutting it, so I'm going to pay this guy a lot of money to do the job you're supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
And then he came in and crushed it, proved my systems work.
Awesome.
You know, all the growth that we've had.
And so these guys are doing nothing right now?
Well, no, they're not doing nothing, but they're doing employee work. Like
okay.
my
are they doing $100,000 a year employee work?
No.
Okay.
80. They're doing 80.
Okay. So the $40,000 extra for their, like, I think this is just going to be the inefficiency. But like, said differently, if you fixed it and it's continuing to grow, which it sounds like it is, then like, lesson learned. And then you're just going to start the other one.
Yeah, sounds great.
I just think it just like some of these, I call these getting kicked in the dick type problems. Like, that's it.
You
just got kicked and there's nothing you can do about it. You can try to have the hard conversation. Either they will take the offer or they won't. And if they don't, you have to replace the 2 people. You save your $40,000 a year because you're still going to have to replace them. And then you just they clip their coupons. There's some things you can do to say, hey, it's no longer fair. I'm going to change a couple things on the back end.
Right.
And they might just take a buyout.
Right. Okay.
If you're a business owner and you are not growing as fast as you'd like, I'd like to give you a free gift. So my team and I put together the $100 million scaling roadmap, which is basically 200 hours of us looking over all the portfolio companies we've had and what stages of growth they went through, and more importantly, where they got stuck and how they got past it. And so we broke it into these 10 stages, and we made this little kind of quiz thing where if you put in your business information, it'll tell you where you're at, and the most important part for you, what to do for each of the functions of the business across product, marketing, sales, customer success, recruiting, IT, human resources, and finance. And so no matter what you're struggling with, someone else has already struggled with it and solved it. And so I'd like to give you this thing absolutely free. You can go to acquisition.com/roadmap, plug in your business information, and if you want us to actually help you deconstrain the business and you're trying to scale, we'd love to help you out. On the thank you page, you can just book a call with my team and we will look at the business, see if we can help. And if we can, we'll invite you out to Vegas and we'll do this in person live.